Alright, what's going on YouTube? So today we have a number 2 taper. My friend right here, he's keeping his dreads up top, but he's in the middle of growing them, so you are going to see some extra stray hairs sticking out, but I am going to be leaving that so the person who dreads his hair can crochet them in. So first I went up with a number 2 all the way up closed, and now I'm going to use my Babyliss trimmers to make that first guideline. Kind of want to make it at an arc because he is keeping his C cup because he likes to keep it dark up top, so I always arc it up at the top, and right there at the middle of the ear is where I take the baldness up to until I have to go to the next step for his beard, but that's just in preparation of the beard, that's all. So here I am cleaning up the guidelines, and the cleaner the guideline, the cleaner the cut will come out. So now I have my wall 5-star seniors with the lever open, and as you can see it says lever play. What I mean by that is I go up about ½ inch with the lever open, and after I open it up I'm gonna remove that first guideline, that second guideline, by closing the lever a little bit, and then I'm gonna be basically working my way up to the guideline that I made. And I know once I get to the top of that guideline that my lever should be all the way open by the time I get to the top. As you can see, the angling of my clipper, that actually matters. You kind of don't want to angle it the wrong way. You want to go against the grain of the hair growth, and right there at the corner you'll see how I couldn't get the very bottom line out, so I'll take my trimmers and I'll just flick it out just to get a smooth transition from the bald to the no guard open. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and attach the number 1 guard open. Go ahead and go up another ½ inch, and as you can see I'm doing a flick out motion, and as I get towards closer to the ear I turn the clipper away because I don't want to cut any of that hair that's growing behind it, because he is going to attach that to his dreads. So now that I did the 1 guard open, I'm going to put the ½ guard closed and go ahead and flick that line out that I made. As you go up, you're gonna have the lever all the way open, and a half all the way open is basically close enough to a 1. So as you get to the top, you're gonna go ahead and flick it. But right now, when I say lever play, that's basically me telling you guys that I am gonna be moving the lever up and down as I'm going through this cut step. I mean, go ahead and hold the skin up and flick it, just so you can get as clean of a blend as possible. So I always put the 1.5 on. After that I slightly open it just a little bit, and as you can see I'm trying to get as much hairs as I can to make the blending process as clean as possible. You're not going to get it perfect, but you want to get all the stray hairs that are there, and this is how you're going to clean it up. Clipper over comb, go ahead and you can see all the hair that's up. Yep. And for there I have a ½ guard on there just so it's like a safety measure, as if I go too deep or if I cut too much, so kind of gives you a cleaner look and a safety so you don't go too far in. So now that I got it blended, I'm going to go ahead and take my trimmers and start the hairline, the C cup as I should say. Go ahead and start at the top and then come back to the bottom, and you're going to meet them in the middle. You're basically using it like a pencil. As you can see, I'm using the corners only, and my client, he likes his taper with as dark as possible on the top but as clean as possible, so I feel like a number 2 would best suits that. A number 3 might cause too much of a bulk, and I wouldn't want that to happen, because shape with hair is everything, and if you could see the shapes on the side sticking out or the bulk, it's not a good look. Right here I'm freehanding the stray hairs that are sticking out that I couldn't get with the clipper, so you kind of want to stand at an angle when you see that, and you'll see all the hair sticking out, and go ahead and cut that. So on this side I have it sped up a little bit just so you guys can watch it one more time, but steps is the same. Number 2 guard close, and then I'm gonna hit it with the Gold FX trimmers. Same thing as you can see right here, same arc. Go ahead and make that guideline as clean as possible, and then the same thing on the bottom, middle of the ear, make the baldness go right there. And after all that, I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with the no guard open all the way, as you can see right here. Then I'm gonna close it a little bit, flick out that bottom line, over here I was able to get the line a little bit more than on the other side, so I didn't have to use a trimmer. So I'm going to go in with the one guard open, just like so, and then go back in with the half guard, play with the lever. Go back in with the 1.5 guard, slightly open, go in and flick it out, as you can see. And we're always gonna clean up with the clipper over comb, just like so. Right after that, after all that, we're gonna go back in with the trimmers and go ahead and line them up. Same thing, start at the top, go at the bottom, meet in the middle, just like so. Only use the corner of the blades. It's what's gonna get you that curved look, just like so, yep. All right, now we're gonna move on to the back. As you can see, I already separated it. You want to make that as straight as possible because he is gonna start dreading it, like I said, and all the hairs that I left up is gonna get dreaded into his hair. So I wanted to make it a straight line, so when his hair is in a dread, it is a straight line on the bottom. So the cleaner the part, the cleaner the taper will come out. As you can see, I'm holding the Velcro grips up so I will not get any of the hair underneath, but you do want to get all the hair as even as possible on the bottom. So same thing with here. This is a number 2 close going up, and then from there we are gonna get it as clean as possible. Then we are gonna take the same steps. You're gonna take the T-liner and make your first guideline. We'll see when we get there, but this is me just cleaning up as much as possible, getting the number 2 in, because you want this as even as possible. Most people's taper are not even because of this step. Basically, if you can't get the base even, then your whole taper is going to get lost. But right here now I have my T-liners. Like I said, go ahead and make that first guideline as straight as possible. But as you can see, this with this one, he kind of likes it a little bit arced, because if you look on the sides, he has hair that's going to be going up into his neckline, just because he wants to see the line up still. But you still want to be able to keep some hair dark but keep the middle as bald as possible, as you can see that I'm doing right now. Go ahead and make that first guideline. After that guideline, same thing, no guard open. You're gonna go up about 1/4 inch, and after you do that, you're gonna go ahead and close it, and you're gonna start flicking out that bottom line, just like so. Be in mind that my clippers are 0 gapped. If your clippers aren't 0 gapped, I am dropping a 0 gap video coming up soon, so be on the lookout for that one. All right, so now that we got that no guard open blended, we're gonna go ahead and go back to the 1 guard open, and same thing, just make your way up. The closer you get to the top, you want to flick. If you don't flick, you're gonna cause another like really dark guideline that you don't want, because then you're gonna have to blend it out. So go ahead and flick up to that guideline that you're creating. I mean that you're creating, but when you get to the top, you want to flick because you don't want to create another guideline. I mean, so as we flick up with the 1.5, we're gonna go ahead and throw that half guard on, and basically same thing, flick out into that half guard, or into that 1 guard open. I mean, with the half guard, you're gonna go ahead and flick it out, and yeah, just gonna keep it going. Same thing with the lever play. The higher I go, the more I open it up. So remember that a half open is basically a 1. You can get it as close as you can to a 1. Might be a little bit shorter, but if you know how to flick the clipper properly, you can get it the same height as a 1. So after we did that, we're gonna go ahead and take the 1.5 guard slightly open again, not fully closed, because you remember we made that other guideline with the 1 open, so it's basically a 1.5. So now we're gonna open it just a little bit and work our way up into that 2, just to get that blend a little bit cleaner before we go back in and clipper over comb and touch it up. So right here, we're gonna go ahead and start the clipper over comb process. You can see it's not a lot of hair, but there is some hairs that are sticking out. and basically the clipper won't get that because the way his hair grows, it sticks down, it grows straight down, or it's basically stuck to his scalp. So you got to pick that up and basically cut it yourself. Remember, you kind of want to keep it dark on the side, so we could line it up. So right here in the lineup process, go ahead and try to keep it as natural as possible, but you don't want to go too far out or keep it too you don't want to go too far in, because as it regrows you can see a lot of hair grow back and it doesn't look good. So keep it as natural as possible. Don't try to find the darkest line possible. You're going to create that line with what you have. All right, I know right here it kind of looks like I'm pushing him back, but my client hasn't got a haircut in like 6 months, so that's all overgrow of where his neckline normally is. I don't think anybody would want their neckline so far down to where it doesn't look like a neckline. So as you can see, it kind of looks natural from this point of view. So now we're going to go ahead and fade the beard, also known as a reverse fade. Go ahead, and we made our first guideline with the T-liners. Now we're going to go same steps. No guard open. Go ahead and make that first guideline like so. You're going to close the lever, and then you're going to get that first guideline that we made out. And if you can't get it out, you're going to go ahead and use the T-liners, but we can go ahead and back and detail that later. So right here I got the one guard open, and I'm making it another guideline, but I don't want to dig too deep. You dig too deep, you're going to make too thick of a guideline, and you're basically going to have to move that beard lower and lower. He likes to keep his beard high. He likes to keep his beard dark and full. So after that one open, I'm going to go ahead with the half guard close and lever play. As I go down now, I'm going to open it up. All right, you don't want to go down and keep closing it. You want to open it up as you go down because the hair is longer, because it's a reverse fade. After I did all that, I'm going to go in with the 1.5 guard slightly open. Same thing. Just go ahead and blend that up, flick it in. Just notice how I'm just taking small little strokes. I'm not going in there and doing anything crazy. I'm just going in there with it lightly. All right. Now right here I got the 2 guard. I'm going back in, and I'm cleaning up whatever I can just to make it a clean surface. All right, now I got the half guard back on. Now I'm detailing it as much as possible, just to get the reverse fade as clean as possible. Now I got no guard on, and this is all lever play, detailing. All right, that's what's gonna make everything better, is the detailing. So now that I got everything cleaned up, I'm gonna go ahead and take my T-liners, and I'm gonna line them up. Try to keep it as natural as possible. He likes his beard that come a little bit back more. As you can see, I'm gonna go ahead and bring it down towards the back of his head. I'm not gonna go straight down to where it's like it's not contouring the shape or basically contouring the shape of his face. Some people have rounder faces, some people have elongated faces, you know, so the beard lineup on the edge will matter as to how they will look from different point of views, basically. Right here, I'm just going in and cutting all the stray hairs and getting it cleaned up as much as possible. After I got all that cleaned up, we're gonna go ahead and start on the top. What I like to do at the top of the beard, I like to do a no guard open, and just basically all the hairs that are sticking up, you just go ahead and hit it and go down, as you can see. But now I'm gonna go ahead and get my T-liners, and same thing like I was doing on the top. You're gonna start at the top, go to the bottom, and meet in the middle. Same thing, all right? Try to keep my client's beard as high as possible and as dark as possible, all right? So it's up to you to control that. All right, you can use a full blade when it comes to the straight parts, but when it comes to the curves, always use the edge of the blade, all right? So that's basically it. Now I like to tell my client to stretch their upper lip, and I use a no guard open. I use a no guard open. I go ahead and go against the grain. I feel like a one guard open, basically a 1.5 on the top of the mustache, will get you that clean cut look, but not to where it's like roofing over your mouth, you know? So after you hit it with that 1.5 open, or one open, I mean, which is basically 1.5, go ahead and line up the client. Keep it as natural as possible. You don't want to go too far up into his mustache to where now you could see a big gap in between his mustache and his lip. I want to keep it kind of symmetrical to his lip and as much as possible. Go ahead and line up the top. My client does not like his mustache super thin. All right, so what I'm doing right now is just cutting the baby hairs. Whatever I can, I'm trying to keep it as thick as possible. He does not like it thin because the top, kind of want to match the top of his mustache to the top of the beard, so you don't want too much of a curvature on that. Now the bottom, I normally get the one guard open, and I hit the very bottom of the beard going down to make it even. My client didn't want anything off the bottom of his beard, but you always want to make that line as even as possible when it comes to depth. So the 1.5 all the way on the bottom will get it. I always use a comb in the bottom as well because it does get the hairs out that you need. That a brush won't get out. So the comb will brush out all the little hairs. So here I am lining it up. Kind of see where he had it before, but like I said, my client hasn't got a haircut in like 6 months because he's growing his hair out for his dreads. But it's up to you to contour the shape of his beard, the shape of his face, and the shape of his haircut. Going back in, cleaning up the sides. I'm going to connect the sides to the bottom, and we're basically done with the taper in the front, the sides, and the back. And once all this is done, you just want to go in, clean it up with some with the razor work. But right here, I am gonna freehand his beard to where he has all these strays sticking out. A lot of my clients don't like this. Most people don't like it either, but don't know how to explain it. So if you could just go in and look from every angle, side, top, bottom, you could even recline the client. Just get these stray hairs out. It's what makes the difference in the haircut, all right? Just like so. Makes it way more cleaner, not a lot of stray hairs sticking out. So go ahead and you're gonna stretch the skin, and then you're gonna go ahead and go up to the hairline that you created, the C cup. Focus point on here is not that great, but you can kind of see in the background what I'm doing and how it's done. Always stretch the skin when using the razor. Go ahead and pull up and go straight to the line that you created. I wish I would have got the focus on here better, but man, when I tell you it's hard to record and use and then do the cut, it's pretty hard. But there it is. Here's a completed cut. A number 2 taper on the dreads on the top, with a reverse fade on the beard. I hope you guys like it. Go ahead and like, subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at termthebarber.com. At termthebarber. And always also check out my website, termthebarber.com. All right. Appreciate y'all for watching.